Camden Yards. Set around for a while. No way you're going to get the game in. No baseball. Today the sun came out. It is a beautiful day for baseball. So, as the great man from Chicago said, let's play two. It's Orioles baseball on Masson, and this is going to be a doubleheader day as the Texas Rangers and the Orioles. The Rangers, their only visit to Baltimore, so doubleheader day today to conclude the 4-game homestand. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne. First two not pleasant for the Orioles, as, of course, these Rangers just on fire as a result of what's happened over the weekend in Boston with the long ball games Friday and Sunday, bullpen being depleted, have to make some changes. Injuries also now coming into that, so let's take a look at what's happened for the Orioles coming into this first one. Steve Tollefson got called up last night. Zach Phillips has been optioned to Norfolk. He is an infielder, outfielder, versatility player, and that's what they need right now. And for the second game, there'll have to be another change. Tommy Hunter's going to make the start. The expectation is he will be added to the roster, and Andy Chavez, who is available for the first game, is going to be placed on the DL. The intercostal is the problem. So, Jim Palmer, the depth factor really comes into play now.
Well, it really does. And, of course, what's even more important, you go back to the first game, 14-3. Second game, Hamilton has the double and the 4 home runs. 16th guy to do that. It's all about the pitching. So a lot of your problems can be solved. They have enough guys to go out there, but Chen has to pitch well. And again, everybody you talk to, the Orioles off to a great start, said it's because of our pitching. And again, if he pitches well tonight, you have a chance. If not, we might see some more football scores.
And Hamilton, of course, is going to be coming to the plate in the first inning of this first game of the doubleheader, and it could be an historical baseball moment. Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. And by Jeep. Jeep and the unique brand of freedom you'll find only in the full line of Jeep vehicles. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. Beautiful, actually fall-feeling day here at Camden Yards. Take a look at our train. Game time temperature at 68 degrees to start the ball game. Winds have been gusting up to 30 miles an hour. We'll see how it affects the game. Visit train.com for an independent train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a train. Here's the starting lineup for the Rangers, brought to you by Dodge. Same people, some different positions than what they were going to do last night. Kinsler, Anderson, Hamilton, Beltre, Young, and Cruz, Torrealba, Snyder, and Gentry. The unforgettable Josh Hamilton's Tuesday night. See your authorized Dodge dealer. Experience a world of performance, design, and fuel efficiency. Schedule a test drive or go to Dodge.com. Check out their powerful lineup.
Take a look at our scouting report for Wei-Yin Chen. It doesn't get a whole lot easier. His last start in Boston. Tread carefully. He was on the bench as they get 35 hits and 24 runs. He's at his best because he does have very good fastball command, changeup, curveball to go with it, and just a solid addition. You always kind of wondered, young pitcher, born in Taiwan, pitched the last 4 years in Japan, had an ERA of under 2.5 runs a game. So he's acquitted himself very well at the major league level for the first time, and of course the test does not get any easier with the Rangers, who are the best all-around. They have the most wins. They're the best all-around team that I've seen, and I think it's fair to say probably the best team in baseball. They were, what, 1 out, 1 strike away from being world champs last year, so they can play.
Orioles will try and get back on track with a 4-game set. Ron Washington's team as high and powerful to get it started, but we'll see if the Orioles can thwart that, cut them down. That wind gusting away here. You see they're going out to put that cover back on the tarp, and it's really blowing around the field. It looks like it's blowing out towards left field, coming in around the warehouse and then out to left, but it's going to change directions a lot here today, and it's been a steady, tough breeze all day.
And again, the sun is out. We haven't seen the sun, it seems like, in about 3 weeks. So blustery, sunny day here in Baltimore. Flaherty, Jones, Markakis, again because of Chavez's injury. Reimold, the outfield in flux. Betamete, Hardy, Andino, Reynolds, and then Matt Wieters doing the catching in the nightcap, I guess, so to speak, even though they're separate games. Used to be the nightcap.
And we are ready to go. Ian Kinsler will stand in against the 26-year-old left-hander. Kinsler, with a 4-game hit streak, has had 1 hit in each of the first 2 games of this series, and now hitting at .283 in the year with 5 homers and 17 RBIs. Chen's pitched to him a fastball. This team, Texas, has done very well against left-handed starters so far, 6-3 as a team. They also are hitting .284 against left-handers and .246 against the right-handers. 0-2 delivery, and that will be taken away, 1-2.
Wow, 95. There's your extra day of...
Maybe the wind's blowing in.
Well, it must be. An extra day of rest. Let's see if that affects his command.
1-2, and he got him.
Wow. Well, you like his fastball because he's so slow over the rubber and just explodes right there, just rides it, very much like Jake Arrieta did to Kinsler on Tuesday night. But then he would walk Andrus, who comes to the plate now, and then Hamilton would go and start on the rampage.
Here is Elvis Andrus, an 8-game hit streak for Andrus, on base for all of the home runs that were picked up by Hamilton in that game on Tuesday. He reached on a walk, 2 singles, and a fielder's choice ahead of the 4 home runs that Hamilton put up in that ball game. And the pitch is in there for a strike. With the stretch that he's in now, he's upped his average to .319 on the year. He's hitting .297 off left-handers, and Chen showing some real mustard. First 2 hitters, 0-2 count.
Well, they used to play afternoon games on Saturday here in Baltimore, 4:30. This one's, of course, about a half an hour earlier. And the hitters couldn't see. Great time to pitch. If you can throw strikes, stay out of the middle of the plate.
And that one taken away. A 1-ball, 2-strike count on Andrus. Elvis Andrus against the Orioles, a .277 lifetime hitter. But in this ballpark, a .333 average. 1-2 pitch to him to right field. And the first good news for the Orioles is Andrus isn't on with Hamilton coming up. We said this is a monumental at-bat in any event to see what he does here, as 6 consecutive extra base hits have been put up by Hamilton. The Major League record, an American League record the same. Extra base hits consecutively is 7, set in 1921 by Elmer Smith and in 1926 by Earl Sheely of the White Sox. He has a chance here, if he gets an extra base hit, to tie that record. 14 home runs, 36 RBIs, the leader in all 3 of the Triple Crown categories. And the delivery to him, a high heater, swung on and missed. He's hitting .395 off lefties, .412 off right-handers. Having just one of the most sensational starts in a long time. Chen's pitch will be fouled back into the screen, and he gets ahead of him 2 strikes. Take a look at our worth repeating here on the Oriole fans. I came out after that 4th home run. Crowd was appreciative. They know the game here. They appreciate it when somebody gets that kind of stuff done. Pitch will be taken inside. He's complimenting the Oriole fans on this. Does something, the fans do something of that caliber. Special feeling running out opposing stadium. Crowd just appreciating how you play the game and what you've done. Here's the 1-2 delivery, and he got him, and that will end that. So Chen, 2 strikeouts, a very solid quick inning, and some real good fastballs delivered. Only 12 pitches thrown. Orioles line up when we come back. To the Orioles, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Flaherty, Hardy, and Markakis, Jones, Wieters, and Benamy, Davis, Reynolds, and Andino. Same lineup they were going to use last night. Mark Reynolds off to a real good start this month.
Well, take a look at our scouting report. Colby Lewis, 12 wins 2 years ago, 14 last year. One of the 5 guys for the Rangers that won over 13 games. 4-1 in the postseason. He has struggled against the Orioles. Again, the last loss, and that goes all the way back to last April against the Orioles. Gave up home runs to Mick Markakis and Mark Reynolds. And then Mr. Clutch, he was actually runners in scoring position 0 for 25 before he lost his first game of the year. That's that one loss you see right there in Cleveland. So 2 for 25 when they get on, especially in scoring position. He's done a great job.
He is a fly ball pitcher, which could make things interesting today, the way this wind is blowing. As far as fielding and maybe getting the ball out of the yard's concerned, it's just going to be hard to tell. It's going to vary from at bat to at bat. And his uniform flapping already. Here is Flaherty, and he will take the pitch inside for a ball. Ryan Flaherty getting the start in left field in the ball game today. As we noted, Andy Chavez, who's been sharing the duties of the Rimo when he was in. That ball is deep to right field. That is way back. And goodbye, home run. How about that? Ryan Flaherty delivers his major league first dinger, and the Orioles have a 1-0 lead.
Yep, the old get-me-over fastball. You're a veteran pitcher, a rookie, Rule 5 guy. Orioles think that eventually he's going to be an everyday player. So he takes ball 1 and then gets a kind of knee-high fastball. Not too many left-handed hitters miss those, and they had a pretty good sense of how the wind's blowing. Ball just jets out of here.
That didn't take long to answer that question, did it? That is taken up high for a ball.
Now look where the glove is, and it's again outside middle. And again, you're a young hitter. You're looking fastball. He misses. He wants to throw a strike. And take a look. Again, pretty much center cut out on the end of the bat, but just able to get the bat. Looking fastball, gets the bat head out.
That one is way out of here. Hardy to left, and goodbye, home run. Back in the aisle. J.J. Hardy, back-to-back home runs, number 8 for him, and RBI number 12. And aren't you glad you came to game 1 early?
Well, you better get the heavyweight boxing gloves on when you play the Rangers. They massage the Oriole pitchers, the hitters. They put everybody on notice. They know what they need to do. So AJ,
great for AJ.
Well, he's about as hot. He's now 11 for his last 17, and he's not missing a whole lot of pitches, getting great pitches to hit.
That those 2 home runs now are numbers 7 and 8 off Lewis, and 6 of those have been hit by left-handers, and 2 of them by right-handers. And here's Markakis, takes it for a strike.
Take a look. And that ball just never ever gets to Torrealba, who's doing the catching. That ball just crushed. 35 home runs, even though he had a terrific year last year for Kobe Lewis.
That ball is hit. Will it stay fair? And goodbye, home run! Utah Street, Nick Markakis. Home run number 5. Orioles back-to-back-to-back home runs. Josh who?
Well, he hit one last April off of Kobe Lewis. So I know you don't want to pitch around anybody, but I throw back-to-backers. I never threw back-to-back-to-backers because I would have walked that third guy.
The Orioles have a 3-0 lead, and here is Adam Jones. The last time the Orioles had back-to-back-to-back home runs, July 20 of 2010. Jones will take the pitch for a strike as the Orioles' first 3 hitters, Flaherty, Hardy, and Markakis, left, right, left, all deliver home runs off Colby Lewis to start this ball game. Adam Jones, center field. That's going to be in the yard. Hamilton back, and he will put it away.
Well, Gary, you talked about, again, the ability to throw fly balls. 35 home runs last year. Came in 37 grounders, 61 fly balls. So you have to put one on the ground. And again, it's at Texas, the ball carries, but this is a very small ballpark.
On a very windy day. And we're on Washington. It's early. I mean, it's first inning, but pretty amazing for the Orioles. That'll be fouled back by Wieters. Our PNC Inside the Numbers brought to you by PNC Bank for the Achiever in you. The most solo home runs this season, the Orioles just jumped out of the tie that they started this game in with the Yankees. They have 32 to the Yankees, then Tampa Bay and the Rangers. And the pitch is in there for a strike to Wieters. Matt with a 9-game hit streak. Wow.
Well, you get an idea that Colby Lewis is not a overpowering guy, not like Feliz, who was throwing 97. So again, I mean, there's the curveball. Markakis hit the cutter. Flaherty, after getting behind him, he hit the fastball. Hardy hit the fastball. But he's a guy that's not going to throw it by you. He cannot pitch in the middle of the plate. And all 3 home runs pretty much there.
Wieters on a swing and a miss on a pitch down and into him. And there are 2 away.
Yeah, you know, there are times I threw 9 home runs in 2 games. You want to move those outfielders, Hamilton, Gentry, and Cruz, out into the bleachers and have them kind of push them back. Beltry, Andrews, Kinsler, Brandon Snyder with 6 RBIs on Monday night. He's played third base. He's over at first. And Jorvit Torrealba, who catches Lewis most of the time.
Badamit will take the pitch down low. So the Orioles exploding here in game one of this doubleheader in the first inning. They get the Flaherty home run, his major league first. They get the Hardy home run. Hardy has now had 4 home runs in the last 4 games. And Nick Markakis delivers the home run. His last home run was on May the 8th. And here's the 1-1 delivery, and that'll be fouled off the other way. And the Orioles have a 3-0 lead on 3 hits to start the ball game. One and two down. Fans going, what just happened? That is swung on and missed. So Lewis comes back and retires the next 3. But bing, bang, boom to kick this one off. Flaherty's first. Hardy picking up his 8th. And Markakis his 5th. And the Orioles lead it 3-0. Room of flooring free 877-241 Luna. Hardy and Markakis both getting their 2nd home runs off Lewis in their careers, and of course for Flaherty that was his major league first home run. The Rangers came into this thing with that great differential of hitting home runs and not giving them up. They'd given up. They have the greatest differential in their favor of homers hit and homers surrendered. And the pitch will be taken for a strike on the inside corner by Beltre. The day off has put Beltre back on the field. He was a designated hitter, was supposed to be a designated hitter last night, but with the rain out, Ron Washington has moved him back to third base, moved Young over to first, or Snyder to first rather, and Young into the DH role. So Ron Washington with the day off left the same people in, but just changed positions. Chen gets Beltre to chase up high.
No, let's see. For Wei-Yin Chen, again, he really had trouble with his command in Boston. Didn't pitch poorly, but he didn't pitch as well as he has in the past. So again, part of the keys to this Ranger ball club is to get ahead and then try to get out of the zone. And if you go back and look at a lot of the pitches, especially from Arrieta, they were up in the zone. Same with Brian Mattis on Monday night, and they really take advantage of that.
1-2 delivered to Beltre, ate him up inside and got him.
Well, that's what we're talking about, and you can see Matt Wieters just giving him the target on the glove. You can do that when it's 1-2. 2-1, you have to throw a strike, so perfectly executed. Little breaking ball way out in front. Really good fastball hitting team.
Our Nissan pitch track. Go to a Nissan dealer for great deals and innovation you can count on. Innovation for all. Beltre retired. And Young will take the pitch outside for a ball. Designated hitter. He has had a couple of hits, 9 at bats, including a home run in this series, and has 3 RBIs in the series. And that pitch will be taken up high, and Chen will fall behind 2-0. Chen last year pitching in Japan. Left-handers 252, right-handers hit only 215 off him. That'll be up in the air and foul. This year the numbers are exactly the same. His overall average against 250, lefties 250, righties 250. He will keep his defense on its toes. He works as quickly as any of the Orioles starters. He and Jason Hamill is going to miss a start in game 2. Both tend to get it and get it back in a hurry. 2-1 delivery. That'll be lashed towards the gap. Jones going over and in. He's got it. Ball hit hard. 2 down. The Brooks Robinson Orioles Legend Celebration Series sculpture unveiling, originally set for Saturday, has been postponed until Saturday, September 29. The game against the Rays, 7:05, will be played as originally scheduled. Fans who want to exchange their tickets can do so for the 29th game in September or any non-prime home game this season. Replica Brooks sculptures will be given away to all fans in attendance on September 29. You can go to the box office or go to Orioles.com for info. Here's Cruz, Nelson Cruz, in there for a strike. Cruz 6 for 9 in the series and an RBI. He came into the series in a funk, but has hit successfully in the last 3 ball games. Here's the 0-1 delivery to him. Boy, Chen's pitches right now are untouchable.
Well, he's got 3 of them, and the one pitch that he didn't really use that well in Boston was the changeup. It's a pitch in his major league debut. That was against the Yankees. About the second time around, all of a sudden, maybe you lose a little bit. They see the fastball. They pick up the arm speed. You change speeds. Very effective.
Back into the seats, the 0-2 count. Our Maryland Lottery strike-rich contestant today, Barbara Myers from Baltimore. Barbara, you've already won $500 for being selected, $100 more for every strikeout from the Maryland Lottery. See how you can turn non-winning strike-it-rich scratch-offs into cash. Enter to win Great O's prizes. MDLottery.com/strike-it-rich. 0-2 pitch outside of first, and there'll be no play on that one either.
Yeah, Brian Mattis, who started Monday night, is only 25. Wei-Yin Chen is 26. But the one thing, some fans, obviously, if I was Brian Mattis, I would look, because he has more experience, I would look at his windup. Because the one thing Wei-Yin Chen can do is repeat that windup. Head stays still. The ball just jumps out of his hand. And there's the changeup just off the outside corner. So head stays relatively swing. His lines are really good towards home plate. Able to repeat his windup.
Head on the count on Cruz. The 1-2 delivery to him towards second base. Spinner. Andino. And gets the out. 6 in a row. Retired. And the Orioles' first game of this doubleheader have the early 3-0 lead. Time later in our ball game, brought to you by Miller Lite. For those of you watching in the area thinking about coming to the ballpark, plenty of time to do it. you can catch up here in this ball game. And the second game tonight will not start before 7:05. So even if this first game were to be quick, the second game will not start until 7:05. So you have plenty of time to get to the ballpark and see some baseball as the Orioles trying to get out of a 2-game losing streak and put a number up against Texas here in this doubleheader. Texas had a doubleheader against Detroit and split this year. This is the first doubleheader that the Orioles have played this season. Chris Davis. And Davis will take it for a strike. He's the designated hitter in the ball game. The first one. He has a 1 for 7 so far in this series. 0-1 delivery. Texas has won the last 7 ball games against the Orioles, going back to last year, outscoring them 70-18 prior to the 3 runs put up in this game. And a lost speed delivery, foul back off Lewis.
Yeah, Colby Lewis again. The scheduled start time last night at 7:05. So you probably threw on Monday, and you wonder how it affects your control. He's only walked 5 in 39 innings. So his 1 walk, so it was about, he was wild inside the zone. 3 hittable pitches in the first. Orioles took advantage of it. Very much what the Rangers have done in the first 2 games here. There's his pitching coach, Mike Maddox.
Here's the 2-2 delivery. For Lewis this year, he comes in tied for first with the fewest walks per 9 innings. What Jim was talking about, only 5. 31 strikeouts starting this ball game. And a really good 2.97 earned run average. 14 and 10 last year for him. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Jammed him, and it's fought off by Chris Davis. Against the Orioles, his appearances have been here at Camden Yards. He is 0-2, and both losses came in this ballpark, and all 3 starts he's had against the Orioles have come in this ballpark. Here's the 2-2 delivery, and that one's fouled away, fighting it off.
Well, he's got all the pitches, and again a supplemental draft choice by the Rangers all the way back in 1999. So he was a hard thrower. He had Tommy John surgery, rotator cuff surgery, had to go to Japan for 2 years. But you can see in and out, cut it, couple of changeups. Boy, he has really made a statement in the postseason. 4-1 over the last 2 postseasons for the Rangers.
Davis will go down swinging on the 3-2 delivery, and that's 3 strikeouts in a row, picked up now by Colby Lewis.
Yeah, just a little backup breaking ball. So Chris trying to make contact, it just stays up. He sees it, thinks it's going to break. That's what breaking balls usually does. It just kind of spins its way into the glove of Torrealba. You get tricked by it.
And that will bring up Mark Reynolds, getting the start at first base in the ball game today. He has gone 3 for 6 against Lewis, and 2 of the 3 hits home runs, and that is taken for a strike. His bat has come alive of late, and maybe with those numbers against Lewis, he can keep it going that way. And the pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Lewis came into the game tied for 11th in home runs surrendered. The 3 home runs in the first inning have jumped him all the way to tied for 3rd with the most home runs surrendered, 9. That will be taken outside, and a 1-ball 2-strike count on Reynolds.
Yeah, my experience, when you miss your regular day and you get backed up for rain or whatever the case may be, you feel better than you really are able to pitch. You throw a little bit harder, you don't have as much movement. Maybe you have to throw a few more 2-seamers, or if you're Colby Lewis, you just hope that back-to-back home runs, that's your bad inning. And you'll take your chances and hang around to the 7th or 8th.
He had given up only 2 runs in the first inning in his other starts, 4 in the 6th innings, and now he finds the strikeouts. So after giving up 3 home runs consecutively, he now has 4 consecutive strikeouts.
Yeah, now all of a sudden the cutter off the plate, the backup breaking ball to Chris Davis. He threw a good cutter to Betamete to strike him out, using all his pitches. And there's a tendency, especially to the leadoff hitter, you throw ball 1, well, I'll throw him a strike. Well, that was a home run.
Robert Andino.
And you can see he's not afraid to throw it to get ahead in the middle of the plate. And then he works the corners.
Andino with a 1 strikeout. Andino hitting at .314 on the year, and that one will be bounced back. He's had a good first 2 games, 3 runs, 8 hits, a home run, and 1 RBI for the Orioles in the series for Andino. Orioles hoping that day off not only gives their bullpen a rest that it needed, but also gets things turned around. What was going on in those first 2 games, where the Rangers absolutely dominated. And a 1-2 count on Andino.
And what they dominated was the Oriole pitching, especially the starters.
And Andino swings and misses, and Lewis strikes the side out. And he's had 5 consecutive strikeouts. It's a 3-0 Orioles lead. Brought to you by AT&T 4G LTE. With speeds up to 10 times faster than 3G, AT&T, rethink possible. And by Navy Federal Credit Union. Navy Federal Credit Union serves the Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, and Department of Defense and their families, federally insured by NCUA. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer with you in the first game of a doubleheader here at Camden Yards today. The Orioles' first doubleheader of the season after losing the opening 2 to the Rangers, and a lead with the first 3 for the Orioles, hitting home runs. Bottom third of the order for Texas, Torrealba, Snyder, and Gentry coming up. Torrealba doing the catching. It's his first appearance in this series. The veteran catcher hitting just 196, 51 at bats so far. Signed as a free agent a couple of years ago, second year of a 2-year deal. 0-1 to Torrealba and a swinging strike.
Yeah, 260 lifetime hitter is Jorvit. Hit over 350 again in the postseason. They would lose in 7 games to the Cardinals.
Torrealba 4 for 23 off left-handers so far this year, 174 batting average. He had his 3rd best offensive season in his major league history last year, hitting 277. 1-2 pitch to him, foul back, no play. And the count stays at a ball and 2 strikes on Torrealba. Texas 4-4 so far on their road trip. They will be returning home to take on the Angels. Here's the 1-2 delivery. And a breaking ball that will miss. A much anticipated matchup threatened by thunderstorms tomorrow night in Texas. Yu Darvish against C.J. Wilson.
Yeah, the Angels already there because of the off day.
Is there any game in Texas not threatened by thunderstorms? No.
Especially once we get into June.
Yes.
And then they get, what, about Well, my daughter lives there. She tells me, Kel, how are you? Oh, hot.
Day or night.
Then it didn't have rain last summer.
That ball hit in the air, left center field. That is deep. Going back, Jones. That's going to take a pound off the wall halfway up. Throw will come into second base. And there's the first hit for Texas. A double leading off the third by Torrealba.
Yeah, just gets it up out over the zone, and the ball just seemed to be carrying. You could see middle of the plate. That's where hitters like it. He extends his arm. Great extension. Adam Jones just puts his head down, knows he's not going to have a play, and then plays it off the wall.
So they get the runner to second base, and here's Brandon Snyder. Let's see if he picks up where he left off. He had a great game 1. Did not play game 2. Drove in 6 runs Monday. And the delivery to him will be taken inside. He comes in with a 3-game hit streak.
And you would imagine this early in the game, 3rd inning, you're only down by 3. You're leading the American League in runs. He would hit the ball the other way. Stay inside it. Try to hit it to the right side.
Snyder picked up a 2 RBI single, a 3-run homer, and another RBI single in that first game.
Yeah, and the home run was on a hanging breaking ball, and the 2-run single on a curveball that stayed up.
Here's the pitch to him, and that's going to be up high, and he'll fall behind him 3-0. Snyder's hitting .500 against left-handers. He's 5 for 10 with 2 home runs off southpaws. That's why he's getting the start in this game. Gentry, number 9 hitter, waiting on deck.
Yeah, and his skipper Ron Washington said, not only that, he can play third, as we saw the other night. He's playing first. He can play the outfield, backup catcher. Good
he and Flaherty are very much alike.
Yeah. Brandon has a little more experience than Ryan, but again, Brandon, the 2005 number 1 draft choice by the Orioles. They thought he was going to be the catcher of the future, and then hurt his shoulder.
Here's the 3-1 coming. In the air, Reynolds coming over, and that'll be out of play. So a 3-ball 2-strike count on Snyder. Texas off to the best start in the history of their franchise for this point in the season, as they are 20-10. The day off, they gained a half game for their lead, 4.5 now in the West, while the Orioles, their day off, they lost a half game, as they are now a half game out behind Tampa Bay. Up in the air, Markakis, runner tagging near the seats. Nice catch. Runner is not going to go. And there again, what will never show up in the scorebook, that the runner didn't tag up because Nick Markakis was playing right field.
Well, he finally won the Gold Glove last year. I think anybody that's had a chance like we have to see him play, whether you're a broadcaster, fellow teammates, know he can play. Again, Torrealba, Jorvit knows you don't want to be thrown out. So he's thinking, I'll go, and then he sees the throw. You're down by 3. Another part of Wei-Yin Chen's resume is that he's back in the play-up. So that's what you're supposed to do. And again, a strong throw, and they don't get to move the runner up.
Here's Craig Gentry now. Gentry starting in center field, 2 for 5 in the start he had. And that pitch will be up high for a ball. Numbers this season, and he too is hitting left-handers well. That's why he's in the lineup. 375 off lefties, 167 off right-handers. Runner off second base, 1-0 delivery to him up high, and the count will go to 2-0.
Yeah, and what we've seen, in the minute that Wei-Yin Chen got out of the windup and went to the stretch, everything's up. And what happens is it's a different timing mechanism. Torrealba's not going to run at second, so you have to just slow it down, make sure your arm gets up. It's a lot easier to do it sometimes with your windup. So again, getting behind the other 2 hitters.
Here's the 2-0 delivery on the way, and that's up high. And he falls behind 3-0. Interesting that the numbers for Chen, the batting average in the first 5 starts, when there was somebody on base, teams hit 179 against him. When the bases were empty, they hit 317 against him.
It could be a focus problem, or situation, whatever you want to call it.
3-0 count. Here's the delivery, and he walked him on 4 straight. First walk surrender.
Well, that's the last thing you want to do with a 3-0 lead. You know, the old days, of course, it used to be the pitcher hitting ninth. Take a look right here at what is going on with Wei-Yin Chen. I remember when Phoebus came up in 1966, and I think 2 of his first 3 games were shutouts. And then Bob Milacki, part of a no-hitter back in the mid-90s.
Chen trying to keep those numbers where they are. I mean, both of these starters have great ERAs. 2 on. Here's Kinsler. Leadoff batter takes it for a strike. He was a strikeout victim his first time up. Kinsler stands right on top of the plate. You have to back him off if you're going to be successful against him. When he finally gets set, his hands are over the inside part of the plate, and he doesn't surrender it. He will never back off from that. You can hit him 100 times. That's where he's going to stay. So you really have to make him. You got to stay in.
Yeah, you look at the top, what, 4, 5 Rangers. It's like murderer's row when it comes to runners in scoring position. And again, a changeup missing, trying to get him out with breaking balls. I mean, Kinsler's right about 350, 348, and Andrus is better, 375. Hamilton at 400. Beltry at 360 and Young at 385. Now, no wonder they're leading the American League in runs.
Kinsler with the 2-1 count, and that'll be inside.
See, that's what you're talking about. He loves to get his hands extended, and right now he can look fastball out over the plate, or at least middle of the plate. And again, he's a 30-30 guy. He can steal bases. On 2 occasions he's hit 30 or more home runs and stolen 30 bases. Tough out.
Kinsler, 3-1 delivery to him, and that's the strike, and that is on the inside corner. And the count will go to 3 balls and 2 strikes on Kinsler. So Chen battling here with runners on at first and second. Torrealba the double. Gentry picking up the walk. He's on at first base. And Kinsler trying to move him around. The team was 9 for 20. First 2 games of this series with runners in scoring position, consistent with what they have been doing all year long to lead the American League. Count will stay at 3-2. Texas at 310. Only Texas, Toronto, and the Red Sox are hitting above 300 with runners in scoring position. No team in the National League is.
Yeah, that 8 for 15 certainly doesn't help any or hurt anything on Monday night.
3 ball, 2 strike delivery. That's going to be a base hit into center field. Torrealba makes the turn at third and will stay. Cut off by Reynolds, and the bases are loaded here in the 3rd inning as Kinsler lines 1 and a 5-game hit streak for him.
Yep, he finally gets a fastball in the middle of the plate. He doesn't miss this pitch very often. So 2nd time through the order. The fastball velocity's gone down. The command has changed. Everything was down early on, or it was up out of the zone ahead. He was ahead of everybody. Now he's behind everybody, and it makes a big difference.
And with the sacks full, here's Andrus. Andrus flied out to right field his first time up. Andrus has already had 3 opportunities with the bases loaded this year, and he's gone 1 for 2. Texas does not have the grand slam home run yet this season, but they are, with the bases loaded, 6 out of 31. Down to third and foul just behind the backside of Torrealba.
Yeah, he's gotten bigger and stronger. And again, if you look at the Rangers, he's only 23. They played 17 postseason games last year on their way to Game 7 of the World Series. And this is a team, the Red Sox, the Yankees, the teams that we see all the time, but the Rangers certainly among them, that it's not about just the end of September, early October. It's all the way into November.
96 wins last year for this ball club. Pitch will be taken down low, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. So a very key moment in the ball game early. The Orioles got the 3 home runs, Flaherty, Hardy, and Markakis, back to back to back in the first to take the 3-0 lead. Now the Rangers are threatening here in the 3rd with the bases loaded and only 1 away. 1-1 delivery and a slow roller. They got the play at the plate. Underhanded 1, relay to first. Oh, not quite. And a tough play for Reynolds, and will there be interference called?
But nobody is pointing at it, and here comes Buck Showalter. But again, Matt Wieters, if he's out of the line, he has to point to the umpire. Otherwise, you're never going to get him to call it after the point. And again, you go back to the '69 World Series, J.C. Martin, Elrod Hendricks, telling Shag Crawford, and he just ignored it. But right here, there's your first out. And again, it's hard to tell from that angle. But if he's on the other side, you have your 45-foot line. So right here. Yeah, I don't think he's in it. He is on the left side of it, and it easily could have been called out. But again, you have to make the umpire aware of it.
So that leaves the bases loaded. Fielder's choice puts Elvis Andrus on, and now you got to face Hamilton. Hamilton with that 400 average with runners in scoring position as the base is loaded. And a great off-speed delivery to him, had him way out in front.
Now he struck him out the first time, got away with a hanging breaking ball. Of course, nobody's on. And they tried to throw him a lot of breaking balls the other night. Phillips did it. He hung one. He hit it over the center field fence. Arrieta hung one.
The 0-1 delivery foul back, and he gets ahead of him with a couple of strikes. Ended his extra base hit skiing in that first inning at 6. He has 3 career grand slams to his credit.
And now the ability to pitch out of the strike zone. That's what 0-2 does.
Sacks loaded. 2 down. Chen with the 0-2 delivery.
Trying to throw a fastball away, a little bit more velocity, just off the corner. Scott Berry, the home plate umpire.
30th pitch of this inning and the 58th of the game coming right here. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Hamilton puts it up in the air. Flaherty in left, trying to find it. Does, and puts it away. What a job by Chen. No runs on a couple of hits, no errors. Bases left loaded. Orioles lead. Maryland, go to OCOcean.com and click on Summer of Thanks for special deals and discounts. This date, May 10, 1960, Joe Ginsberg of the O's would tie a team record with 3 pass balls in 1 inning. The record had been set 6 days earlier by Gus Triandos, and the man on the mound is exactly who Oriole fans would think it would be.
You would think it'd be Hoyt Wilhelm.
And it was. Hoyt Wilhelm with that knuckler gave both of his catchers, Ginsberg and Triandos, fits within a matter of 6 days. Here's Ryan Flaherty. Flaherty started it out with the first home run in the first inning, to be followed by Hardy and Markakis, and the 3-0 lead. 5 strikeouts for Lewis, though, in a row have been recorded. And a strike taken there, and the count goes to 0-2.
Yeah, the club president, Nolan Ryan, and he's doing an imitation and doing it quite well. You saw how good his curveball is. Totally different pitcher than the first 3 batters.
Inside. Now, what's interesting, this is the first time in American League history that a team has homered in the first 3 at-bats of the game. The only other time it's happened, the Padres, 87, the Braves in 03, the Brewers against Cincinnati in 07. And a swing and a foul tip and a strikeout, and Flaherty's retired. That is 6 strikeouts in a row.
And you get an idea about what Colby Lewis is about. Again, high draft choice, has the shoulder problems, doesn't pitch well, has to go to Japan. As pitching coach was saying, one of his favorite pitchers because he's had to come through such adversity. And, you know, if you're a starter, back-to-back-to-back home runs is adversity.
Here is Hardy. The back-to-back homers. Hardy had the second one. He now has 4 home runs in his last 4 games. And he's gone 11 for his last 17 at the plate. Hardy in Boston was hitting below 200, well below. He's now up to 260 with 8 home runs. The other names on that in the National League for Milwaukee: Weeks, Hardy, Braun. For the Braves, for Cal, DeRosa, and Sheffield. The Padres had Tony Gwynn, and John Kruk. That one going to right field is an atom ball, and Cruz puts it away. For the Orioles, the last time they had back-to-back-to-back home runs at any point of a ball game was 2010. Luke Scott, Ty Wigginton, and Adam Jones did that. And they've done it here in this ball game and taken the 3-0 lead. But since then, Lewis has really settled it in. Here's Nick Markakis. And he'll take the pitch outside for a ball.
Yeah, another point that Mike Maddox, the pitching coach for the Rangers, was saying, that guys don't pick him up. He's a big guy. 235, 240, hides the ball well. And there's that late sink. And again, it's not overpowering, but the difference between the first 3 batters and lately is location.
Isn't it always?
Yep.
Here's the 1-1 delivery, and that's good location.
Markakis right on the corner.
And a 1-ball, 2-strike count. 2 down, nobody on. Nobody's been on since the 3 home runs were hit in the first inning. Nobody on for the Orioles anyway. Texas left the bases loaded their last half inning. Here's the 1-2, and that somehow didn't get him.
No, that's a cut fastball. So again, Nick hit a home run off him last April. It gets the foul pole.
And by the way, that one, I thought he'd put that out on Utah Street. It apparently hit the fence and did not land on the street. Another strikeout. 7 strikeouts recorded. That's 9 retired in a roll by Lewis, but he trails in this one 3-0. 7 innings, 5. They won a grand total of 5 and lost 83 when trailing after 7 in 2011. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer, first game of a doubleheader. The second one will start tonight at 7:05 at the earliest. It will not start earlier than that, so those planning to come to the ball game, this second game of the doubleheader, will have at the earliest a 7:05 start. Derek Holland, 2-2 for Texas. Tommy Hunter, the right-hander, 2-1. Hunter had been sent down. He is back. He is not on the roster yet. They won't make the change until after this first game. Then Endy Chavez will be put on the DL, and Tommy Hunter will be added back to the roster to make the start in game 2. Here's Beltre. He'll take the pitch on the outside corner. He struck out his first time up.
Slower and slower. Curveball the first time, so he starts him off with a hook, strike one, and change up away. Once again, easier to pitch out of the strike zone.
Adam Jones in center.
Well, all you have to do is watch the counts. And not only the Rangers, again, we know they're a terrific hitting team and leading the American League in runs scored, but how much more aggressive hitters are when the count is in their favor versus the pitcher.
Of the 13 batters he's faced, he has thrown 10 first pitch strikes. Here's Michael Young. And Young will take the breaking ball outside. He flied out center field his first time up. Young, the veteran of this team in the sense of time with Texas. 1-0 delivery, rips that one down the line. That's going to be a base hit. Flaherty going over to get it. Young makes the turn. He'll head for second. Throw in by Flaherty, not in time. And Young's got a double, and the second double of the game for the Rangers. For Orioles alerts you can't miss, including starting lineups and in-game updates, text Orioles 29292. So each team with 3 hits in the ball game. 3-3-0 for the Orioles, 0-3-0 for the Rangers, with 3 left on for Texas, none for the O's. Here is Cruz, who grounded out his first time up. Young taking a look around at second base. With the right-hander up, Andino will be trying to hold him close to second. Good cut by Cruz.
Yeah, changeup, not a great located one, but the change of speeds. The thing about Cruz, he can hit 30+ home runs if he stays healthy. Seems like every year you read DL, quad problem.
This year, the DL list, wherever that exists, is not going to be long enough to hold the names. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Cruz with a big cut. Little turnover there?
Yep, well, a little bit, two-seamer away, and we saw 95 in the first inning. We hadn't seen that all year long. Maybe that's the extra day, but with pretty good command, and it's only the third inning when everything was up.
0-2 count. Young off second base. Wei-Yin Chen's delivery. That's up in the air to center. Runner will tag. Jones knows it, and will get the throw in to hold him. 2 down.
Yeah, nice little arm right there, just in case you were thinking about it, which Michael Young wasn't.
We used to talk about the old back in the day, whatever that term means, but there was a time in baseball you used to talk about a screwball, and you talk about it being the pitch that would go down and away from whatever right or left-handers. Same thing as a two-seamer?
No, it's because the screwball was an off-speed pitch. But it's kind of interesting to throw a two-seam fastball. Everybody thinks you have to pronate the wrist and really turn it over. Just kind of, if you're left-handed, you stay on the right side of the ball. If you're right-handed, you stay on the left side of the ball. So the ball has that kind of two-seam. Again, if you're right-handed, it's going to go left to right, and if you're like Wei-Yin Chen, you're going to stay on the right side, and it's just going to have that little move. Now, if you have the changeup, you throw maybe the circle change and you turn it over just a little easier to do it on a changeup. That's where you get that screwball effect.
Torrealba, runner at second, 0-1 delivery to him. He had a double his first time up, 2 down. Young leading off second base. Torrealba 2 for 9. Runners in scoring position so far this year. And a ground ball up the middle. Diving, can't get it. That's going to score a run. So Torrealba's 2 for 2 in the ball game. He gets an RBI. Young will score to make it 3-1.
Yeah, Torrealba. Lewis is yet to lose. He's 3-0 with about an ERA of under 2 runs a game. And here's your bonus right here. Double, now single. You can see right there all J.J. Hardy wants to do, because he knows he can't catch it, is somehow keep it in the infield. Couldn't do it.
So Torrealba comes through. The 2 for 2 ball game. And Chen has the first run go up against him on the Rangers' 4th hit. Snyder flied out to right field his first time up. Big 2-out RBI picked up by the Rangers.
Yeah, it looks like he was trying to hit the ball with the leadoff double to right. A little different here.
He'll take the strike on the outside corner.
I think everybody that I talked to, and of course he had monumental game with the 6 RBIs. The double or the single and the home run were on breaking balls. They said if you're going to pitch to Brandon Snyder, you want to crowd him. Try to stay in. You see right there.
0-1 pitch up high, and he went after it.
So he had a lot of good pitches to hit, as the Rangers did in Game 1 and Game 2, and they didn't miss many. Brandon, one of those guys.
Snyder getting platoon playing time at this point, as we mentioned, in a number of different positions. He's gone 3 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Pretty good number. And a big cut and a miss. So Chen comes back and gets a strikeout. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. Bottom of the 4th coming up. First game of a doubleheader. Series packages and lock in your ticket to each of the remaining 5 games in the series. You'll also receive a replica Frank Robinson sculpture in case you missed it. To reserve your seat for history, 888-848-BIRD, or go to Orioles.com/legends. The unveiling of that statue on a great day, and there'll be more to come. 5 more coming up, and we hope you'll take time to come down and enjoy the festivities in the ball game on those days.
Yeah, the next one is Earl Weaver in June.
See, Colby Lewis today, 3 home runs allowed to start the game. Since then, 9 straight retired and 7 strikeouts.
I think he got annoyed by the 3 home runs, wouldn't you say? The way
he got something. Jones is going to take that one to left field, but Hamilton will make the catch.
Yeah, made that look pretty routine. High slider. Not a lot of hittable pitches since the 3 home runs. That was one of them. And
he's going to do a little divot repair out there in left field.
Yeah, there's your slider. It stays up, and he hits it a little bit on the end of the bat. You can see way out there. He hooks it. Ball a little bit in. He's probably going to hit it out of here. So Lewis gets away with a line drive. Nice play by his left fielder.
Consistent with the history for Colby Lewis. No ground balls. Strikeouts, but no ground balls. Here's Matt Wieters, a strikeout victim. Matt comes in with the 9-game hit streak going, hitting .342 during the streak. his career high, a 10-game hitting streak back in May of last year. 1-1.
Yeah, he just kind of nods. He's not going to say anything because he's catching. He wants that same pitch when he's catching, not hitting. That ball is about 2 inches off the outside corner.
And that will be away to him.
And Lewis says, why not throw another one out there? Maybe I'll get that one.
Matt's divided his numbers up home and road. 298 at home, 302 away. 4 home runs away, 3 at home. 2-1 delivery on the way. Wieters rips it foul underneath the tarp.
Yeah, nice little year. You take it out to 15 games. What, he's hitting 14 of the last 15 to over, what, 365. Turning one not only to be the best defensive catcher, but probably the best offensive catcher in baseball.
Into the seats, and the count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes off the fastball. 56 pitches thrown by Colby Lewis, which is pretty good for the way the home runs went and the strikeouts have been coming.
Well, he didn't waste a whole lot of time throwing those home runs. And listen, I admire anybody that, and you saw why, he's pitched over 200 innings the last 2 years for him, on a pace to do it again. You need guys like this. He's not afraid to throw it over.
And Wieters eaten up by 1 down and in.
It just took enough off that, changed speeds. He's 84 to 89, and then 82. What's his curveball? And because he's ahead in the count, he can go out of the strike zone. A perfectly executed breaking ball.
So he has equaled, or he's 1 shy of his high this year. 9 strikeouts came against the White Sox. His career high is 11. And that pitch is in there for a strike, and he's turned into a strike machine here since the home runs. Betemit was a strikeout victim. His first time up. 2 down, nobody on. And the 0-1 delivery on the way, and Betemit will take a strike on the outside corner.
And what he's done is encourage the 8 guys that are playing today that they have a chance to win. And that's what starting pitchers are supposed to do.
And the pitch will be up high.
Basically, he's saying, get me 4 runs, get me 4 or 5, I'm probably going to win. Now, I don't know if that'll happen. Orioles certainly want to put more on the board.
Pitch will be away. He's coming off that tough start against Cleveland, where he gave up these 6 runs on 10 hits in 6 2/3 innings. He gave up 2 home runs in that game. 3 so far in this one. 2-2 delivery. And since then, it's K after K after K. That's the season high for him. He ties it with 9 strikeouts in the ballgame.
On Monday and Tuesday, the Orioles' Ryan Flaherty, first Major League home run, starts it off with a bang. J.J. Hardy, now 11 for 17, crushes one. Then Nick Markakis, the slider off the foul pole, 3-0 at this moment. Back-to-back home runs. Rangers would come back with a single run in the top of the 4th inning. And so Torrealba drives that in. Chen pitching well, and Lewis looking like Nolan Ryan since the home runs has been really special.
Orioles with the 3 home runs, the most they've had in a 9-inning ball game. They did have 4 in the 17-inning affair against the Red Sox on the year. Here's Gentry, and he will take it for a strike. Chen worked his way out of problems in the 3rd and in the 4th inning, surrendered a run on a big 2-out single by Torrealba. Gentry followed by Kinsler and Andrus, and a half a count on a pitch away. Gentry drew a walk his first time up.
Well, it is tough to see, and we talked about it. Again, they've changed it. Night games on Saturday. That's a curveball. He just waves it. I don't think he saw the spin on it. But once again, you can pitch out of the zone because he's ahead.
That one in the air to left center field. Flaherty coming, diving, and makes a nice catch. Ryan Flaherty getting the start in left, the snow cone, but he held on to it.
Yeah, gets a great jump, and that's half the battle. Then, of course, you got to not only catch it, but when you hit the ground, hold on to it. So he's an athletic guy. I mean, he can play all over the place, gets to it easily, and again, the contact with the glove. Watch it right here. Boom. Does he hold on? Big gloves. Using a different glove in the outfield than he does in the infield. And he almost made it look routine.
Just his 2nd start in left field this season. Records the out, top of the order. Kinsler will take it down low for a ball. Kinsler a single, and he is struck out. Kinsler now has a 5-game hit streak with a single that he picked up here. Kinsler has gone 7 for 23 during the streak. 1-0 delivery. Chen gets it in. Jones in center. Both these pitchers putting the fly balls in the air today. 2 down.
Yeah, you like it. Again, that's now what, 77 pitches. We have seen that 6th, 7th inning he'll be going gangbusters and then maybe hit that little wall. So the lower the pitch count, the quicker you get outs, maybe the longer he can pitch.
2 away, nobody on. Here's Elvis Andrus. Hit into a fielder's choice, and he is flied out. Big series for him. 5 hits and 12 at-bats in the series, part of the 8-game hit streak that Andrus has going.
You know, with the bases loaded pitch that Chen made to him, got him to hit it right back to him. To this point, the turning, or at least one of the turning points of this game. Those are pretty nice little numbers.
Here's the 1-1 delivered to him, and he will take the pitch up high. The hit streak, he's been so good in it. He's batting over .460 during the hit streak, and he's raised his average from .256 to .319. 9th in the American League in average. And he's going to go to short with that one. Hardy's right there to put it away. So Chen comes back with the 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th, first of a doubleheader. Orioles lead. Against the Rangers, Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer back with you. Jim played in the day when doubleheaders were a little more prevalent. They certainly aren't anymore. They aren't even scheduled anymore. Did you like them?
2 for the price of 1.
You like that part?
Well, you got more off days. I mean, it was an integral part of baseball. I mean, when I was a kid growing up in New York, Yank sweep 2, Yank split, whatever. It was just part of your baseball schedule. You would have more off days, longer road trips. So the game's evolved a little bit, but got to play them. And it's, like you said, it's the only time the Rangers are going to be in Baltimore. Got to play in the day, and very difficult to beat anybody in the doubleheader. But at least the Orioles are off to a good start.
And Chen continues to perform probably beyond expectations of what the Orioles knew about him coming in.
Well, you talk to Dan Duquette, and you got to trust your scouts, and obviously they did a nice job because he throws strikes. Again, the ball, the ball comes out of his hand. You think he's not throwing 92, but he is. He's not afraid to throw strikes, and he's got 2 other pitches.
And so far has been able to hold this very potent Texas offense to the run on 4 hits. The Orioles trying to add to it. Chris Davis coming up, and now they are trying to find a way to put the bat on the ball against Colby Lewis, who's just shutting him down. 9 strikeouts. The Orioles have not had a man reach since the 3rd home run in the back-to-back-to-back homers in the 1st inning. Davis, Reynolds, and Andino are due up against him in the bottom of the 5th. Davis will take that one. That's going to bounce in a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
Well, he has been that good, using all his pitches, staying out of the middle of the plate after throwing 3 balls to 3 consecutive Oriole hitters to start the game that were all very hittable, and that's what you do if you're a veteran pitcher. That's your bad inning. They have a very good team, and he's given them every indication he's going to hang around and wait for some offense. Now the Orioles, they need to change that.
12 in a row retired. A very strange start to a ball game to give up 3 home runs in a row, then retire 12 in a row, and 9 of them by strikeouts, and another.
Well, I just don't think you can see. I mean, he's making great pitches, but we talk about it. Hitters are in the shadows. He's in the sun. Ball is coming. And again, he's making some terrific pitches. He gets ahead. This is 2-2, so it's not like it's ideal. You still want to throw a strike. And guys are missing his breaking ball by about 2, 3, 4 inches.
Here's Reynolds, and he puts it in the air to left field. Hamilton's got this one lined up, and there are 2 down. Take a look at the way the east winds are blowing coming into today's play. Derek Jeter turns 38 next month. He has become the oldest major league player since 1900 to have 50 hits through the team's first 30 games of the year. Brandon Morrow is tearing it up, 4-0 last 4 starts. Total of 2 runs allowed and 30 strikeouts for Toronto. And Josh Beckett, here go the Red Sox again. Played golf on Thursday, the day after the Red Sox announced the right-hander had a strained muscle behind his right shoulder and would have to miss a start. That came against the Orioles, and then was discovered to have been out playing golf. The team ownership and manager had no comment. The 0-1 delivery is popped up in the air outside of first base, and no play.
Yeah, well, to Bobby Valentine's credit, he said, listen, I don't really know if he was putting, hitting balls, whatever. But again, if he was playing golf, I'm not sure that was a real good idea. And it wasn't.
And he was.
I didn't do it. I mean, I love golf as much as anybody, but and I didn't get paid $16-17 million. You got to be ready to pitch every time they give you the ball. And playing golf, and I mean, there have been some great pitchers that did it the day they pitched. I mean, Jim Cotty used to play 9 holes. He said, hey, I don't want to sit around the house. So I'd play 9 holes. But what if you hit a roof? Or what if you just tweak something?
1-2 delivery will be taken up high.
I just think Kitty could have won 350 games instead of 286.
Was that 9 holes in the morning that did it, huh?
Yes.
That's what did it?
Kept him to 16 straight gold gloves. He wasn't quite as quick because of it.
And Dano pops that one up in the air to go to right field. Cruz in the sun field, and he's got it. Boy, Lewis right now is untouchable.
Wei-Yin Chen. Curveball for the first pitch. Gets ahead. High fastball. Strike 2. Just misses off the outside corner. Then gets him to loft a routine fly ball. Ryan Flaherty catches, out of trouble for the moment for Wei-Yin Chen. Big moment in this game.
A real good battle going on with Chen and Lewis. Chen 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Lewis no walks, 10 strikeouts. He has retired 15 in a row after giving up 3 home runs. Go figure. And here is Hamilton. Hamilton is 0 for 2 in the ball game. He has struck out and flied out to left field. Is he going to be the A Triple Crown candidate as the season rolls along? He's leading all 3 of the categories. 406 in average, 14 home runs, 36 RBIs. I mean, you can't possibly stay as hot as he is right now, but you can put up some pretty significant numbers if you're Josh Hamilton.
Well, he did 2 years ago when he won the MVP. I mean, there's been years where, not in the same year, he hit 359 2 years ago, so you know you can hit for a high average. Go back to, what, 2009, he drove in 130, so you know he can drive in runs. He's never hit 40 home runs, but he has hit 32 in limited at-bats.
He went from the first-round pick of Tampa Bay in '99 to being out of baseball, drug and alcohol problems. Returned to the majors 2007, Cincinnati, traded to Texas. The American MVP, as Jim mentioned, 2010. And a great changeup. That is the longest elastic thrown by Chen yet in this game.
Just took a little off the curveball. It starts here and ends up there. And again, the speed, you could see so take it. There you go. That's what he has done all year long in the first inning. And then as the game progresses, he starts using all his pitches. So, and we saw that 95 here in the first. You know, the velocity drops a little bit, still throwing 91 to 93 on occasion, but starts putting in the rest of the pitches. And you can see right there a pretty good number, 67% fastballs, because he had good command of it.
Here's Adrian Beltre in the 0-1 delivery to him. Beltre goes to short. Hardy with a big hop. 2 down in the 6th inning. Chen now being very efficient. He came in having retired only 55% of leadoff batters in an inning, which is not a good number. But here in this ball game, he's allowed only 1 Ranger to reach base, and that was the 3rd inning with a double by Torrealba.
Yeah, only a few mistakes. And, fastball up to Torrealba, that was a double. The Young fastball. You see them trying to pitch Michael Young. You like to crowd him, but you also like to stay down. And the reason for that, you were talking about Michael Young, 6 years of 200 or more hits, 213 last year.
Down to 3rd. Benamite is there, and that's that. A very quick 6th inning, setting the side down 1-2-3. And we'll go to the bottom of the 6th with the Orioles up 3-1. Tommy Hunter will be activated by the Orioles and take the mound against Derek Holland. Our coverage on MASN HD at 7 o'clock. Or if this game should run late, the first pitch will come approximately 20 minutes following game 1. But under any circumstances, it's not going to start before 7:05.
You have one present Ranger and a former Ranger, Tommy Hunter, coming over last year from the Rangers. Won 23 games for him.
And we'll face Texas for the first time.
You can see a lot of off-speed stuff, but very effective.
Colby Lewis back to work and a strike taken. Ryan Flaherty, the home run came in the first inning, his major league first. He has been a strikeout victim like just about everybody else on the O's, except for Hardy and Jones so far. And a 2-strike count.
Like to get a 1 or 2 insurance runs. Bullpen for the off day yesterday, much more rested than they were over the weekend with the Red Sox.
Out and away and got him.
Well, that's how you pitch. You know, you use all your pitches, cutters and curveballs. He's certainly a 3-pitch pitcher. There's the hook.
So he's on his way to setting a new career high in strikeouts. That ties his career high at 11, set last May in Seattle.
Same guy that threw back-to-back home runs.
J.J. Hardy. And I mean, they were tagged. They were long, hard hit home runs. And after that, nothing. Hardy's 8th home run, first inning, flied out.
Yeah, if you go back, I mean, no, Orioles, you don't go to the plate. Hamilton talking about his 4 home runs on Tuesday night said you don't really ever think you're going to hit home runs. May try and doesn't really have productive at bats, but it happens so quickly. I don't think anybody, I mean, you just don't anticipate back-to-back home runs.
Nope.
Not in the first.
And then he settled down.
Did he ever?
Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be inside. Hardy will take it. Markakis waiting on deck.
But did you see right there, he gets ahead of JJ, who's about as hot as anybody. Home run, and then he lined out to right. Now watch this.
That'll go down to thirds. And a play made by Beltre, and there are 2 away. There's the first ground ball out he's had in the game. Our Twitter chatter. Ken Rosenthal. Blue Jays have signed Vladimir Guerrero, played with the Orioles last year, signed to a minor league deal. Kurt earned a prorated portion of $1.3 million. So Vladdy, who's been out hunting for work, has found some in the minor leagues to start, at least with the Jays.
Yeah, I had read something about 2 weeks ago that he's going to do a tryout with the Diamondbacks. But then again, no DH in that league. That wouldn't have made a lot of sense.
And Markakis up with 2 down, nobody on. Pitch is taken away.
The Blue Jays playing well.
As expected, they're a good team, and they're, especially Morrow, we noted how well he's pitching. I mean, that's a team that's got a great young staff. They're
really
kind of underplayed by the staff in Tampa Bay. Here's the 1-1. That's going to miss away. 2-1.
Yeah, Brandon Morrow apparently diabetic, so nobody doubts. I mean, he's got about as good as arm as any starting pitcher in the American League. If he can stay feeling good enough or healthy enough, you don't know what. I think he went 11-11 last year, and most people thought that, again, with his experience, that he can certainly be better than that.
3 ball, 1 strikeout on Nick Markakis. Tampa Bay leading the Orioles by a half game. Toronto's 3 out. Yankees are 3.5 out, and Boston 7.5. Here's the 3-1 delivery. Markakis towards second base. Try and figure out this game. You never will. Here's the fly ball pitcher who did not have a ground ball out coming into the 6th inning, and the last 2 outs of the inning, ground balls. Dave Johnson, Phil Wood. They'll have a recap of this Rangers series and a look at the weekend ahead. Plus, Amber Theo Harris will sit down with the Rangers second baseman Ian Kinsler. All coming up on the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report.
Well, there you go. 90 pitches and almost 70% fastball. Why? Well, you've been able to stay out of the middle of the plate with a couple of exceptions. And again, use your other pitches when you get ahead. So outstanding. At least for the first 18 outs, and we all know it's a 27-out game. Orioles leading by 2.
Cruz 0 for 2. He is grounded out and flied out in the ball game. And Chen will get the first pitch in for a strike. Cruz at 246. And here in the series, a good one. 6 for 11. Not about the fastball, stays off it, and it will miss up high. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, you were talking about his manager, Ron Washington, said Nelson used the whole field, and boy did he on Monday and Tuesday. Hit a lot of balls to right field.
Because also in that same sentence were the words minor league. See, that will gain a major league player's attention faster than any other words known to mankind. Minor leagues. 2-1 delivery is popped up in the air, right field.
Yeah, still not swinging as well as he can, because that's and again it talks about the deception. The deception that Wei-Yin Chen has. And again, it looks so easy coming out of the hand. 2-1 fastball. You're sitting on it. You've seen it 3 times up, and he's still a little bit late on it.
8 in a row retired by Chen. Torrealba's been the one he can't get out. Torrealba has doubled and picked up a single and an RBI in the 4th inning. The lone run for Texas so far. The Orioles have the home runs by Flaherty, Hardy, and Markakis back to back to back in the 1st inning. They have had nobody on base since then. Wei-Yin Chen, 1-0 delivery. Torrealba will have that one go under the arms.
Yeah, some guys you just can't make good pitches to. The first time he got behind him, and got a fastball up. That's the double over the head of Adam Jones in center. And the next time he actually hit a pretty good pitch, but hit it up the middle.
2-0 delivery on the way, and another one up in the air. First or second?
I think second.
Andino. Good guess. Make your plans now to celebrate Mother's Day at Camden Yards on Sunday. The first 10,000 women 18 and over at the Orioles 135 game against the Rays will receive an Orioles sun hat. So gather up, family, create some new Birdland memories at the ballpark that changed baseball forever. Get your tickets in advance and save 888-848-BIRD to go to Orioles.com. 40 men just fell out of their chair realizing, oh my God, Sunday is Mother's Day and I haven't done anything. And I'm one of them.
40?
Well, that's
only 40.
41. Our director just got back into the chair. Here's the 1-0 delivery and another one pumped up in the air. 13 outs recorded in the air by Chen. 7th inning stretch time here at Camden Yards. Brought to you by Jack Daniels Tennessee Honey. Fly straight. Drink responsibly. Entirely different ball game than what we saw in the first 2, and looks like Wei-Yin Chen, the starter for the Orioles, has got some fans on hand, and so far they've been able to cheer wildly.
Well, why wouldn't you cheer? You know, the Orioles hit back-to-back home runs. The theme this year, we need to improve our pitching. We need to improve our starting pitching. You know, the Rangers are a great ball club, World Series, almost the champs last year. And what they do best, along with a lot of other things, is they did it the first 2 games. Starting pitching was not good. It's been terrific this afternoon, and that's the difference.
And the second game of the doubleheader presents an interesting story. Tommy Hunter, who probably would have stayed down and made at least 2 starts in the minors, instead, because of the inability of Hamill to make the start, is going to come back and get another chance.
Yeah, and they got him. The Orioles got him a 5-run lead. He was terrific through the first 3. Then he struggled, gave up a run in the 4th, grand slam in the 5th. And the Orioles have said, we need you to go down, get a couple of starts, work on your conditioning. And then again, because of injuries, we'll see him in the game, too.
Adam Jones will lead it off, bottom of the 7th inning. And trying to bunt his way on for a base hit, just to break right now the control that Colby Lewis has, a stranglehold in this ball game. 3 home runs allowed to start. 18 straight batters have been retired since then. And he's tied his career high in strikeouts. Oh, they get all of that one. Adam Jones, he ends it in. Goodbye, home run. The Orioles 4th of the ball game. And the Orioles have a 4-0 lead. And like the 3 before it, that baby exploded off the bat.
Well, again, the shadows have disappeared. And what also disappeared, again, we hadn't seen it in 18 at-bats, the fact that he's commanded the ball so well. So the first 3 home runs were all in the middle of the plate. That one pretty much down the middle, and you don't get away down the middle at 89 to Adam Jones. He just belted that.
Wow.
Well, I mean, you can just hear the sound. And right here, you just know if you're pitching, and Colby Lewis, he just kind of puts his head down. You know that's not going to be caught, right? Except by maybe somebody in the bleachers. Ooh.
Sign him up.
Yow. One hand.
Leaning backwards. So the Orioles on 4 hits have a 4-1 lead as Jones delivers his 9th home run of the season and his 18th RBI. And they're going to be earning through the record books again.
Well, they're hitting like they're hitting instructor.
This is crazy.
Jim Presley was a home run guy.
You get 3 home runs to start the game, and then nobody gets a hit from then on until the 7th inning, and it's another home run.
Well, I think it was a combination of not being able to see, and even more so the way he pitched.
Leaders will get the first walk, and the tank may be drawing to empty on Colby Lewis. That's the first walk surrendered by Lewis. You see the players with 7 or more home runs this season, teams who have those players. The Orioles with 3. Rangers, Rays, Yankees, Blue Jays, and Cardinals, all with 2 each. Well, the Orioles have gotten them. Matt Wieters, of course, is one of those. Markakis, he's picking up the home runs, and now Jones picking up number 9. Wilson Betemit. And Betemit puts one in the air. That is deep to right field. Oh, my. Goodbye home run. 5 home runs in the ball game for the Orioles. Betemit picks up his 5th. A 2 RBI shot. 6-1 O's.
Well, the Orioles got steamrolled on Monday and Tuesday. 24 runs. And what, 29, 39 hits, I guess. They put their hitting shoes on. Why leave anything in doubt?
That will be fouled back by Davis. He has struck out twice.
So again, trying to change speeds. He's been so good. Again, not very many pitches in the middle of the plate till here in the 7th. And Betemit, boy, he's gotten some big hits, and he has shown his power. Did it the other night, even though the Orioles would lose 14-3. He took Matt Harrison, as Mark Lowe will get loose. He took him to right field, hitting right-handed. Betemit, a switch hitter.
And they counted a miss on a breaking ball. Betemit giving the Orioles the runs they needed here. May not be enough, but they certainly needed to put more up And they have 3 in the first, 3 here in the 7th. 1-2 delivery, and that'll bounce away that hitting. So Davis is on a homer, a walk, another homer, and a hit batter for Lewis. And Maddox is ready to make his way out, talking to Washington to give Lowe a little time to get ready. And our PNC postgame tune-in coming up, brought to you by PNC Bank for the Achiever in you. Jim and Rick will take a look at what's gone on in this ball game. Buck Showalter will have his press conference between games for you, and a look ahead to game 2 of this doubleheader. But all of a sudden, as happened in the first, 3 runs crossing here in the 7th inning.
Well, the first 3 back-to-back-to-back home runs, and then Wei Chen encourages his team by pitching as well as he did, that hey, you can just add some runs along the way, and that's what they do here in the 7th. Adam Jones with a great pitch to hit. Same with Wilson Betemit. Change up in the middle of the plate, and the Orioles proving the 4th in home runs last year, may have more power on this team.
The Orioles had 18 in a row go down after those 3 home runs in the first inning, and now 3 have scored here in the 7th, and 4 have reached with Davis on at first. And here's Reynolds. Reynolds will take the pitch outside for a ball. He has struck out and flied out. The Orioles now have 51 home runs on the season. And they are doing to Texas what Texas did to them in those first 2 games. 1-0 delivery. Reynolds will take it, not getting the call on it, and it's outside 2-0. The Orioles came into the ball game 3rd as a team in home runs. The Yankees and Texas were 1 and 2 in that department. The Yankees have now passed Texas and moved into 2nd place behind the Yankees.
You made a good point. I mean, you can just look at the location of the pitches as we look at Adam Jones by Kobe Lewis, and he has running out of gas. And he's been trailing the whole game. Every pitch has meant so much.
And a strike on the outside corner. And a 3-ball 1 strikeout to Reynolds.
Yeah, he could tell a lot of young pitchers, how do you pitch when you get a little bit tired, because he's done it before. And again, over 200 innings the last 2 years.
3-1 delivery, runner at first, 3-2. He's never given up 5 home runs in a ball game. He has now. The Orioles 6 runs on 5 hits, all homers. This has been like starting last week. It seems like every game the Orioles play, it's a game you got to go to the record books.
Well,
start looking at stuff because it's weird stuff.
Well, it seemed like it started on Friday night. That's just a normal 13-inning game. And then the 17-inning game with Chris Davis, the winning pitcher, Adam Jones hitting the 3-run home run. And then, you lose by a touchdown and a field goal. And then Hamilton hits his 4 home runs and the double.
Up the middle. Perfectly positioned Kinsler. There's one. Andrus to first. And a major league turn double play right there.
Well, positioning. Mark Reynolds normally, and again, you talk about, you look at tendencies, you look at the spray chart. Where do they hit the ball? Does he ever hit a ground ball to straightaway second base? The answer is pretty much no. So that's why they play behind the pitcher. Otherwise, it's a base hit into center field. Good at bat, just bad result.
And here's Robert Andino. Andino is struck out and flied out. And we'll chop that one foul. The last time the Orioles had 5 home runs in a ball game. 2010, June 30, against the A's. A 5-homer game.
Did they win? I mean, I know I'm not saying that facetiously, but was it a win?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But I'll find out for you. I Ellen Patton warming up.
Answer, man. Come on.
Well, that's why I was waiting. I was waiting for the answer. That's why there was a pregnant pause there.
Yeah.
Andino with an 0-2 count.
Because if they didn't, they wasted him. Well, wait.
O's win. 9-6. The 0-2 delivery on the way, and the pitch will be down low.
So they needed to hit 5 home runs.
And they got him. And they certainly needed him in this game. They're the only hits they got. When was the last game where a team won and every hit they had was a home run?
Could be a never.
That could be a never, and probably will be a never here. I mean, you got to believe with a couple more at bats and Andino's that somebody will get something other than a home run. Then again, 2-2 delivery. Rainmaker at the mound.
And who's going to take it?
Convergence.
Oh.
Nobody. And Andino's running and goes to second base. And that's why you run. It's raining men. Hallelujah.
Well, Brandon Snyder comes in. And again, a lot of times, we talked about Jim Codd at 16 Gold Gloves. He'd actually grab an infielder, make sure the guy or somebody would catch it. Andrus, watch him come over. He's a pretty good shortstop. He stumbles, and then he stumbles right into Brandon Snyder. So right here, this is Robert. You didn't want to pop up. Get going. Right here, he sees that anything could happen.
It'll be an error charge.
To somebody.
I would suppose first, I guess.
I would think it. I don't know how they do it. I think Elvis Andrus caused that.
He did cause it.
Running into Snyder.
And that is foul back by Flaherty. Flaherty the home run and 2 strikeouts since. So the error keeps the streak alive that all of the Oriole hits have been home runs. The guy coming over the mound, his chances of catching the ball aren't good.
No.
I mean, when you are trying to look up at the sky and go over a hill while running, your chances of falling down.
Much like the ballparks where the bullpen mounds. Some guys are running hundreds of feet, and then they have to run over a mound and try to catch a ball.
And that's a strike called. Off-speed delivery to Flaherty. His major league first home run came in the first inning, getting his second start in left field in the ball game. Credit Andino, he kept on going. He's out there at second base. And a chance for the Orioles to get another run in. Lewis, his 113th pitch. Swung on and missed. So Lewis has done something at first for him. He set a new career high in strikeouts with 12 and a new career high in home runs surrendered, 5. The Orioles lead it 6-1. Look forward to Miller time later in our game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Comfortable day, 68 degrees at the ballpark when the sun's out, considerably warmer in the sun. There has been a steady wind blowing all day and gusting up to 30 miles an hour, and it has not let up. And here in the ballpark, it seems as though the ball has really traveled on the home runs that have been hit, but the Orioles have hit them so hard, it's kind of hard to tell.
So the bullpen up as Chen will pitch here in the 8th. And
is this what the Orioles needed or what? And Chen will get it in there for a strike.
Well, again, for younger pitchers on the Orioles, just pay attention. How he's changed speed, how he's stayed out of the middle of the plate, how he's, again, repeated his windup, hasn't panicked.
First base, Reynolds, wind blowing it a bit. He's got it. Gentry retired, one away, 8th inning. Time to text in your vote for the AT&T Player of the Game. Here are the candidates tonight. Wei and Chen, outstanding start. Ryan Flaherty, his first major league home run, and J.J. Hardy's had a homer in the ball game. Text in your vote, A, B, or C, 31826. So Chen has now reached a new major league high. He's thrown 100 pitches, but he's worked 7 1/3 innings. His longest outing this year against Oakland, 7 innings, where he gave up just a run on 6 hits. Another one put up in the air, very high. It's in the yard. Jones. He's got it, and there are 2 down as Kinsler's retired. Voting for the 2012 All-Star Game available at Orioles.com/All-Star. Honor the 20th anniversary season at Camden Yards. Vote at least 20 times. You can vote up to 25 online. For the All-Star Game, vote early, vote often. Orioles.com/All-Star. Here is Elvis Andrus. The last 2 at-bats make it look like Texas is ready to go to the second game of the doubleheader. Andrus ground ball to first underneath the glove of Reynolds. And that will be a base hit. So he continues his hit streak at 9 games. And he's on with hit number 5. Both teams with 5 hits in the game. So for Barber today, let's take a look. The 5 strikeouts so far, total of $1,000 in the Maryland Lottery. And your chance to be a Maryland Lottery contestant of the game. To play Strike It Rich, scratch-offs, and enter your non-winning ticket codes, mdlottery.com/strikeitrich. Runner on at first base. Here is Hamilton. He is 0 for 3 in the ball game. 8-game hit streak. Maybe on the line in this at-bat for him. The delivery by Chen, a breaking ball, and that's going to keep his streak alive. Making the turn, heading over to third base is Andrus. So back-to-back singles with 2 down here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, he was saying, we're talking about Josh Hamilton, I don't look for breaking balls, but hit off the fastball. But if you get one, and he's seen a steady diet, you see, again, your 4th time through the line, it finally gets one he can reach.
The fans have already started their applause.
Well, they should, because he changed the momentum, hopefully, of this series, at least doing what he can. He had just pitched a marvelous game.
Going after his win to be 3-0, Wei Chen departs. Not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles.
Wei Chen just terrific. And again, high fastballs and breaking balls. Right there, he gets Hamilton to chase after he hits 4 home runs. Beltre on the curveball under the strike zone, up the ladder. Brandon Snyder down on strikes, keeps the ball in the ballpark. Meanwhile, Kobe Lewis is throwing 5 home runs, even though he's career high on strikeouts. So again, you stop, at least for the moment, the momentum of the Rangers by pitching that way.
Luis Ayala comes out of the bullpen, 1st and 3rd, 2 down. Beltre going after the first one for a strike.
So there is Luis Ayala. He's only given up 1 unearned run, so the ERA at 0. Throws a lot of strikes. Pretty good numbers for Beltre against Luis. And you can see just dominating righties here in 2012. Last year pitching for the Yankees. Beltre 3 for 8 lifetime.
0-1 count, 2 down. Beltre 0 for 3 in the ball game, down to 3rd. Tough play, knocked down Betemit. He's not going to get anybody, and a run will score.
Well, this is one of the deficiency of Wilson Betemit. He is a guy that can hit, and watch him turn his back, and I mean, he just doesn't know what to do. And I guess I just got spoiled. You know, good third baseman, Buddy Bell, Brooks Robinson. They're going to just pounce on that, keep the ball in front of them, keep your momentum. Again, you don't have a lot of time to make up your mind, and I don't know how they'll score. It wasn't an easy play, but it's certainly a ball when you got a good defensive third baseman. Of course, Beltre, if he's got the glove instead of the bat, he just picks it because that's what he's a Gold Glover.
So it'll be a single and an RBI for Beltre to make it a 6-2 ball game. That's 7 hits for the Rangers. Ayala's pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Young has a double and scored, 1 for 3 in the ball game. Lifetime 1 for 5 off Luis Ayala. RBI in the fourth inning rather. Torey Alba got a single, and then this one here in the RBI base hit by Beltre, the 2 runs for Texas, and that will be charged to the starter Chen, who's also responsible for Hamilton at second base. Now Texas trying to battle back here late with a run in the 8th. There are 2 down. They've done all of this, 3 singles coming with 2 away.
Yeah, and Young hitting .385 with runners in scoring position, .323 for his career.
That'll be outside for a ball, and a 1-ball 1-strike count.
And that's 11 years. 11 really good years.
The undisputed leader of this ball club. Not that anybody wants to dispute it. We talked about how he's the senior member of this Texas team. So successful, so consistent.
Yeah, line drive hitter, occasional home run power. He can line drives with the best of them.
Very close, but not quite.
Well, you know, I think
2-1 count.
I think what happens there, Jerry, is that Matt Wieters goes to the inside corner. Wieters goes inside. See, and what that's a strike, but he has to reach back across the plate. And a lot of times you don't get those pitches called, even though that was over the plate.
2-ball 1-strike count. Chen watching. 2 down here, fouled away. Young in this ballpark, he has picked up 15 hits in his last 31 at bats, a .480 average, covering 7 games in games played against the Orioles. And Young ever dangerous. And you put somebody on in front of him, as they've done here. And lead runner is Hamilton.
And the reason he's so dangerous because he uses the whole field. From foul line to foul line, not a pronounced pull hitter. Spray him anywhere with the best of them.
2-2 delivery, Ayala. 3-ball 2-strike count.
See, that time Wieters sits away and he's trying to go for the outside corner, and ball just off the corner, not by much. You can see it right there, a couple of inches. But again, the good hitters, what do they have in common? Plate coverage, and they know the strike zone. Well, at least they hope they know the strike zone.
3-2, 2 away. Runners will be going. Hamilton and Beltre. Ayala trying to finish it off and fouled away. Keep in mind what Chen did here today in his start with the Orioles. This Texas team, the first 2 games of this series, they hit .395. They had 24 runs on 34 hits and 8 home runs. Chen today so far has held them down to just the 2 runs on the 6 hits with 1 walk and 5 strikeouts. Now it's up to the pen to preserve his good work.
Yeah, they still have Patton still getting loose in case they pinch hit down the road for Torrealba or Snyder.
3-2 delivery. Ayala gets it done. A run in, 3 hits, no errors, 2 are left on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th, first of our doubleheader 6-2-0s. Cross Blue Shield will contribute $50 to support the American Heart Association Heart Walk. To date, the Orioles have drawn 84 walks for a total of $4,200. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Garrett Thorne, Jim Palmer, 1-2. Mark Lowe has come out of the bullpen as Colby Lewis leaves the ball game, giving up the 6 runs the Orioles have on 5 home runs.
Yeah, Mark Lowe, again, glowing numbers, second best bullpen to the Orioles in the American League. And he's working on 4 scoreless innings, last 4 games. Did give up, I guess the last run he's given up, Luke Scott, former Oriole. We'll see Luke tomorrow night when the Rays come in. So, again, pitching very well, and he's got good stuff. He came in the other night in 95 to 96 with a great curveball.
J.J. Hardy with a home run, 1 for 3 in the ball game. The Orioles batting, bottom of the 8th inning. And that one in the air. Going back is Beltre. He's got room. He waves off the crowd. Yeah. And gets the...
I think he waved off the umpire. Or DeMarlo Hale.
And as we promised earlier in the game, it's Miller time. Brought to you by Miller Lite. Lewis, 6 runs on 5 hits, a walk, and a career-high 12 strikeouts over 7 innings, 5 home runs. Nick Markakis coming up. He is homered and struck out, grounded out. It continues that the Orioles, all of their 5 hits are homers. Back-to-back-to-back homers to start the ball game. Flaherty, Hardy, and Markakis. Jones led off the 7th inning of the home run, and 2 batters later, Betamit delivered a 2 RBI homer after the walk to Wieters, the only walk surrendered by Colby Lewis.
And then for the next 6 innings, he refused to throw a ball in the middle of the plate.
He had retired 18 in a row between the first inning home runs and the Jones home run in the 7th inning. Nick Markakis with an 0-2 count. The Orioles trying to end a 7-game losing streak against Texas with a victory here and give themselves a chance at splitting the 4-game set in the 2nd game of the doubleheader. And that will be fouled back. And the count goes to 0-2 as Lowe comes in throwing strikes. For Nick Markakis, long ball, good news for him, trying to generate some power and putting the ball up in the air on the ground with not a lot behind him, but he got a lot behind the home run he picked up. And that'll be down low, 1-2.
Yeah, Lowe again, 5th rounder for Seattle, all kinds of back problems, elbow problems. Actually came to the Rangers with Cliff Lee. So part of that big trade. Justin Schmoke went over. Blake Beavan, now one of their catchers, along with a couple of pitchers.
Got a lot of that one. Will it stay fair? And the answer is no. Marquez going for 2.
Well, Nick got 3 hits the other night, all on breaking balls. The home run was on a breaking ball. That was a breaking ball. I think he's a pretty good off-speed hitter myself. And they keep pitching him that way, and he says thank you very much. Average goes up, home runs go up.
1 for 3 off low. A 1-2 count. And takes it down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Left-handers 3 for 18 off low coming in. The right-handers 3 for 13, as we showed you. 11th lowest ERA among relievers in the American League.
So I guess the other 9 or 10 or whatever haven't given up any runs. If one is 11th,
there's a long list of relievers who have not surrendered runs.
Tough crowd.
Offense is down again this year, as it was last year, in total runs in both the American and National Leagues. 3 ball, 2 strike count. 8th pitch of the at bat coming up to Marquez. The Jones waiting on deck. That's I hit it or it hits me swing.
Well, it's 94 with movement. And I don't think you can see well. Probably better than it was about an hour ago. Sunfields,
center and right. And if you go back at short and second, you'll catch a little bit of the Rays too. 3-2 delivery back to the mound. Low. 2 down in the 8th inning. Orioles up 6-2. And our PNC minor league report brought to you by PNC for the achiever in you. On Xavier Avery, 385, 3 doubles, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. An Orioles second round pick in 2008. Those are the numbers for the last 7 games at Norfolk. Avery's name has been mentioned if the Orioles have to go deep position wise.
Now, I looked the other day, he was hitting in the 230 range, but he was 8 for 8 with stolen bases. They have seen a lot of him because he's one of those guys that always goes on the trips. You leave guys home, so they bring him during spring training, and then you talk to advanced scouts from other organizations. They think that the ceiling is high for Xavier. Very, very athletic young man learning how to play baseball. Sounds like Al Bumbry. That's what Al did. Rushed to the big leagues, rookie of the year back in '73.
Jones delivered a home run his last time, up his 9th. He's put the ball in the air, as has most every hitter in this game off the pitchers. Both Chen and Lewis. Predominantly fly ball outs in this ball game. Lewis had the 5 fly ball outs, 3 ground ball outs, and 12 strikeouts. Chen had 15 fly ball outs, only 3 on the ground, and 5 Ks. And a 3-0 count to Adam Jones.
Well, does he get the green light? They still have 3 outs. I don't think it's a done deal, 6-2.
Do you let him hit?
I think maybe Buck says no, but
here's the 3-0 delivered, and he'll take the strike.
It almost looked like he thought about it.
Jones 2 for 5 off low. 3 ball, 1 strike count. Game 2 coming up. It'll start at 7:05 by the looks of things. (3-1) delivery. Jones down to third and foul. Orioles are after their 20th win of the season. Texas has 20 wins on the year. Other ball clubs. Tampa Bay has reached 20. Texas, of course, the Cardinals, and the Dodgers.
Nice little matchup in New York. Sabathia and David Price.
Not bad.
Flame throwing lefties.
Tampa Bay is going to be coming in for 3 games. Hellickson, Matt Moore, James Shields scheduled to pitch. Dana Evelyn scheduled to go for the Orioles in the opener. Brian Mattis and Jake Arrieta. And 3-2, and he got it. And that will retire the side. We're going to go to the 9th inning. And for the Orioles, a 6-2 lead. Find our fares online only at southwest.com and by Dodge. See your authorized Dodge dealer and experience a world of performance, design, and fuel efficiency. Schedule a test drive or go to dodge.com and check out their powerful lineup. So the Orioles look to wrap it up. The Inner Harbor. Ayala coming on for his second inning of work as he retired, got the final out in the 8th inning, giving up 1 hit. Now he'll work in the 9th. Cruz, Torrealba, Snyder duo.
Yeah, made the perfect pitch to Michael Young. Not easy to get out. And boy, he started all the way back in 1997. He comes from Mexico in the Mexican League. Montreal signed him. Never ever coming into this season in 429 major league games started a game. And in the minor leagues, well, much better. He had 3 starts. So he's always been a reliever, and a good one. Throws a lot of strikes. You look, 90 innings coming up, 15 walks, so strike thrower.
Cruz has had an 0 for 3 in the ball game. Ayala's pitch to him will miss outside for a ball. So the Orioles trying to finish it off here and have a ball game in which all of their runs scored on homers and all of their hits were home runs. They have 6 runs on 5 hits, 5 homers. Rangers are 2-7-1 in the ball game. The Orioles have left only 1 on base. Texas has left 6. That is in there in a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
Yeah, the Rangers had their chances, not very often, in the 3rd and the 4th inning, and then other than that, maybe back in the 8th. So 3 opportunities. Chen shut him down.
Shattered bad on that one, and it will be a base hit. So Cruz is on with a top of the 9th single. Let's update you on the voting. AT&T Player of the Game. You can still text in your vote, A, B, or C, to 31826. The results coming up on the O's Extra post-game show. Yervi Torrealba. Torrealba's had a 2-hit day, an RBI single, a double, and he has popped out. Chen looking for the win, giving up the 2 runs, 6 hits over 7 2/3. Major league high in innings pitched for him. Lewis would take the loss, barring a comeback here with the 6 runs on 5 hits over 7. And the pitch is inside for a ball to Torrealba. Jim Johnson, the closer in case.
Yeah, he'll just kind of back off. He's been throwing long enough that doesn't want to come in, but it is a safe situation now.
And the Orioles do not want to turn this lineup over and go to the top.
Well, you need 3 outs. It's such a kind of simple game when you get to this point. 4-run lead. You need 3 outs. Runner at first. Don't really care much about him. Not a significant run.
Down to third. That's going to be a base hit. That was ripped by Torrealba into the corner. Flaherty, runner's going to go to third. Throw will come into second base, and it's a double. So Torrealba a 3-for-4 day with 2 doubles and a single. And now it gets a little dicey. You're trying to get that potential tying run to the plate. Snyder due up. They will pinch hit here. And that will bring Buck Showalter out to the mound. And that's going to be it for Ayala. He wants Jim Johnson in there. It is a save situation. So Johnson will come on in the 9th inning. 2 on and nobody out. Mitch Moreland had been introduced and announced as the pinch hitter. App for your iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at bat 31826 or Orioles.com for details. Here is Jim Johnson.
Well, there you go. 8 for 8, 16 for 16 when you go back to 2011. Doesn't walk a lot of guys. And for the Rangers, they just want to get the tying run to the plate. That would be something. You can see righties struggling, and it really doesn't matter about matchups when you bring in your closer, because he's your best guy and it's his game.
So Mitch Moreland will come on as a pinch hitter for Snyder with runners on at first and second, nobody out in the 9th inning. Base runners, Cruz the lead runner, and Torrealba on at second base. And the pitch is going to miss inside to him, and he goes to 2-0.
And they, again, as you mentioned, they have the shift on. The Orioles looking for a double play ball. That would be nice.
Moreland 260, 3 home runs, 7 RBIs. Way up high.
Not even
Johnson,
close, yeah. Well, pulled the first couple and then just kind of. Well, one of the most difficult things when you're pitching, especially when you come in a pressure situation, release point. And for Jimmy, when he gets it, ball's going to dive. It sinks.
3-0 taken, of course. It is in there for a strike. Moreland 0 for 4 as a pinch hitter for the Texas team this year. Orioles outfield deep to cut off anything in the gap, hopefully. Jim Johnson, 3-1 delivery on the way to him, and that'll be fouled off, and he comes back to get the full count. See, the lowest ERAs innings 8 through 9. The Yankees, the Rockies, and then the Orioles. Giants, Reds, and Rangers round out that group, as this Orioles bullpen has continued to do a magnificent job for them. Rainmaker. Flaherty, Jones, look out.
Get
Jones.
away, yeah.
And a runner going nowhere from third.
Yeah, Ryan Flaherty, as you mentioned, Gary, doesn't play a lot of left. He comes streaking across at him. Gold Glover. Ball up there a long, long time, but if you don't play left a lot, you're an infielder out there standing around on the grass, you might not sense it as well as some other outfielders.
You saw Adam look over and say something, and he's laughing over there. He got it, and a big first out coming back from a 3-0 count on Moreland. Here is David Murphy. He'll pinch hit for Gentry, getting the left-handers in against the right-hander. And that pitch is taken inside for a ball. Murphy, the .288, 2 homers, 7 RBIs. He's 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter. 22 strikeouts, 6 walks.
Yeah, not a lot of history against Jim Johnson. There's a strike. 1 for 3, so only 3 at bats. Matter of fact, I guess Beltre 4 for 6. Pretty good numbers, but that's the most.
And if they get to Beltre, the Orioles are in trouble. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way, and that's going to be inside. 2 ball, 1 strikeout.
Well, Jim Johnson before this game, and this ball runs back, and they think it's inside if you're a Ranger fan. But his last pitch in Boston was the Pedroia 3-2 curveball, paralyzed him.
2-1 delivery. In the air, right field, ball hit hard. Nick Markakis going back, and goodbye, home run. A 3 RBI pinch hit homer by David Murphy. And it is a 1-run ball game in the top of the 9th inning, 6-5.
Well, they earned it. You know, Cruz with a broken bat, base hit. Torre Alba, great afternoon. He clubbed one down the corner. Right here, I mean, you got a sinker baller throwing everything up, and that's not where Jim Johnson wants to pitch. Hadn't pitched since Sunday. Here we are on Thursday. Obviously, his release point not where he wants it. And the Rangers, of course, they're kind of liking this.
3rd home run of the season for Murphy. 10 RBIs now. And Jim Johnson now finds himself in a 1-run ball game and only 1 away and the top of the order. Ian Kinsler will take the pitch, and it is in there for a strike. How things do change in this game.
Well, again, they're the Rangers.
2 for 5 with a home run lifetime off Johnson for Kinsler. 1-1. Jim has had problems with his Texas team over the years, giving up 10 runs on 13 hits in 10 innings coming into the ball game. A 1 ball, 2 strike count to Kinsler.
Well, when you have the talent level that Jim has, and you have the aptitude, you're a pretty intelligent guy with great stuff. He's got to just figure out what's going on.
Down to 3rd. They need the big play. Batter beat up. They get it.
There are no such things as routine plays at third base this year. You know, you're playing back. You don't want to hit a ball behind you. Kinsler runs well. He gets a short hop, but somehow able to stay with it. So there's your sinking fastball for the grounder.
The Orioles this year, 9 wins and 3 losses in games decided by 1 or 2 runs. Trying to win their 10th. Elvis Andrus will take it for a strike. Colby Lewis, in giving up the 5 home runs and having more than 10 strikeouts, first major leaguer since 1918 to do it. Strike taken.
So all of a sudden, knowing where your release point's gotten a little bit better.
Andrus backing out. 0 for 1 off Jim Johnson. Here's the 0-2. Wieters will block it.
You know, Gary,
1 ball, 2 strike.
When you have a Gold Glover behind the plate, you can throw that kind of pitch. Not afraid to bounce your curveball, finish it. Even if Andrus had swung at it, Matt Wieters is most likely going to keep it in front of him.
1-2, 9th inning. Got him! Ball game over. The Orioles win it. A called strike 3 on Andrus to end it. Chen gets the win. He'll go 3-0. Lewis, the loss, he is 3-2. And Jim Johnson remains perfect in the save category for the Orioles, despite 3 runs coming across here in the 9th. We'll be back to wrap the first game of this doubleheader up. The Orioles win it by 1.